Hey, this is Bat once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time from Marv B. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. This is for Memory, the new Liam Neeson film that came out 2022. One of two films for Liam Neeson. Blacklight was one. This is the other. It's funny, I asked on Facebook what people's thoughts on this was, and it was like either generic, forgettable, lame. I go further. It sucked. It sucked. It makes me want to fart. And it's ironic it's called Memory because you will forget about this in a week, as if you're losing your memory. It's forgettable, it's dull, it's boring, it's generic, and it makes you go, Liam Neeson, take a break, take a chill pill, or just retire. I remember years ago he said, I'm not going to do any more action films, and now you're just consistently doing this stuff that this should have gone just almost a direct-to-video streaming. And it's directed by Martin Campbell. This guy who did Casino Royale, this guy who did The Mask of Zorro, this guy who did GoldenEye. I like Green Lantern. A lot of people don't. I like Green Lantern. I would rather watch that than this. But he also did The Foreigner, which I thought was one of Jackie Chan's least interesting films because it had potential, but Jackie Chan feels like he's barely in the damn movie. It felt it was more Pierce Brosnan's film. So yeah, a lot of people like The Foreigner. I don't, because again, Jackie Chan, it's cool to see him try to do something more serious, but it felt like he was barely in the film. There's so many instances where he disappeared, and I'm like, where the hell is Jackie Chan? Why is the film not focused more on Chan? What the hell? And it's overlong. It was boring. And the bits of action you saw was in the trailer. If you saw the trailer, you saw the only good bits in the movie. In The Foreigner. My opinion. If you disagree, teach their own. This one, Liam Neeson, I like Liam Neeson. That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, I like Darkman and other stuff, but I love The First Taken. 2008, I remember seeing that, heard a lot of buzz. I'm like, okay, let's see. Be really pleasantly surprised by Taken. It makes me want to rewatch The First Taken again. It really does. I haven't seen The First Taken in a long time. And other films I've liked since then. I enjoyed Nonstop, which is another film I want to rewatch. The Commuter is not as good as Nonstop. It's a lesser version of it. It has a really clunky third act and a terrible CGI train derailment. But the Commuter, I didn't mind. I liked it as a time waster. Again, the third act is very clunky, but up until then, say when the train derailed, the movie derailed, but up until then, it was pretty decent enough that I did like it. I thought it was not as good, but still decent follow-up to Nonstop. So I still like The Commuter. A Walk Among the Tombstones. I remember when I first saw it, I wasn't sure what to think, and then when I saw it again, I'm like, this is rather good. I quite like Walk Among the Tombstones. That definitely grew on me. Cold Pursuit, I didn't mind, with his sense of humor. I have issues with it, but I can watch Cold Pursuit. But then you have The Grey. I know a lot of people love The Grey. I found it very overrated. It's a survival story where nobody survives. Yes, I want to see Liam Neeson punch a damn wolf. I'm sorry if people love the film, cool. Wasn't my cup of tea. I did not like Run All Night. I think Joel Kinnaman was a bad choice. Didn't care for Run All Night. I put that above this, but I'm not a fan of Run All Night. I hate... The Marksman seemed very, very forgettable. I hated The Ice Road. The Ice Road was terrible. The Ice Road was awful. And I don't know if I would rather watch that or this again. And it was like 5 minutes in, I haven't gotten to this. Liam Neeson, you're 70 years old now. Just retire, dude. You can really see his age. Granted, maybe that's why part of the plot is that the character has Alzheimer's. So he's forgetful, or becoming more forgetful. Which again is ironic because the entire damn movie's forgettable. But yeah, you just see his age, and you're just seeing a tired old man on screen. You're going, oh my god. The A-Team, that was another film I hated. Did not like the A-Team movie with Liam Neeson in it. But yeah, Liam is a contract killer. He even kills his son visiting his mom in the hospital. He's been hired to kill the son. So his brother has Alzheimer's, and he's in a retirement home. He's now overcoming, not overcome, but he's on the Alzheimer hit parade, so to speak. Because now he's forgetting stuff. He wants to retire and quit. Nope, you did another job. He kills one guy. Try to get these flash drives. He's supposed to kill this girl. But then he goes, I don't kill kids. Which is funny he says that because he sent the picture, right? He sent the picture that he's supposed to kill a kid. Then he goes to the girl's place, where she's at, where she's been put. Then he leaves. Then he goes and beats up the guy who hired him. Go, I don't kill kids. Well, if you saw there was a kid, why the hell did you drive and go into her house to scare her and then leave if you're saying, I don't kill kids, I never do? Then why did you go there in the first place? Why did you scare her in the first place? Why did you enter the place and look at her in the first place? It's not like, this is the address, you go in, wait, it's a kid, and he leaves. No, he sent the picture of the kid. So that should have then led to you going to this guy and beating him up. Not going to the girl where she's at and then... That's a lot of stuff with this movie. You go, what? What are you doing, Martin Campbell? Also in the film is Guy Pearce. Guy Pearce is undercover, trying to take down the sex traffickers. This guy gets his daughter hostage. Guy Pearce is able to get the guy. They go through the window, both of them. Lands on the guy dies. The girl's like 13 years old, put into child services, and she's the girl that Liam Neeson has been hired to kill. He says no, the girl gets killed, Liam Neeson doesn't like that, so Liam Neeson goes out trying to find these people, kill them, while Guy Pearce and his buddies, one's a female detective, one's a detective from Mexico, one's Ray Stevenson, and then they have a boss who's a one-note sourpuss. They probably just there with their thumb up their ass. It's a waste of Guy Pearce. And here's the thing, Guy Pearce has like 2 monologues that are actually pretty well acted. And I'm sitting there going, you know what? If this entire movie was about Guy Pearce's character, and you keep those monologues, but you build them up where you put some fight scenes with him, he's younger than Liam Neeson, you have him train a bit, you follow his character, I don't really care about his buddies, you get rid of them for all I care. But if you just follow Guy Pearce by himself, in this world, have him get some shootouts, some fight scenes, be able to do more in the project, keep those monologues that are well acted, like he does a monologue about, justice and what is it really, and tells a story about a woman and kid that got killed on the side of the road. Memory's a motherfucker. Justice ain't guaranteed. Like, that was a nice monologue. Why can't it just be more about him and focus on him? Just the Liam Neeson stuff, to be honest, was a hindrance. And the movie's just so boring. It's like an hour, it's almost 2 hours long. And it goes slow. It's tepid. It's tedious. And the theme with Liam Neeson's character having Alzheimer's, it only pops up was convenient for the plot. Oh my god, there's a third flash drive he needs to give to Liam Neeson, but by this point he can't remember and he barely talks, so he can't tell where this third flash drive is, which is evidence. Then there'll be a moment he's perfectly fine, fine, and trying to kick some ass. It's not like there's a whole lot of action. Like I said, he kills someone at the beginning. He, at one point, sees this woman at a bar. They have sex. In the morning, they're ready to leave. And there's this hitman who kills the woman, tries to kill Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson beats the guy up, kills him, or knocks him out, and then burns him up in the car. The villains suck. The villains feel like they're barely in the movie. The villains feel like they're barely making an impact at all. It feels like they're barely in it running time wise. And Monica Bellucci is the main villain. Let me say something. Monica Bellucci is a beautiful lady. She works sparingly. In Shoot 'em Up, she's fine. The love interest, Clive Owen, love Shoot 'em Up. Her bit in Matrix Reloaded is fine. To have her being the main villain, I don't buy her. I don't think she's up to that acting front to be a main villain, whether it be intimidating or interesting or that big of a presence. I think that was a bad choice. And spoiler alerts, the flash drives, something about her son was with that 13-year-old. Just she was put into sex trafficking because of her dad. Again, Guy Pearce helped save her, put her in child services, but another hitman. Again, they tried to get Liam Neeson to kill her. He said no. They get another guy to kill her. And now Liam Neeson is going to kill the lawyer. There's one well-edited scene where a guy's on a treadmill. And he's on the treadmill, and it cuts to a guy walking through the rain towards him. He's on the treadmill some more towards the camera. The guy walking, cutting back and forth until you realize this Liam Neeson pulls a gun, shoots the guy in the head. That was a well-edited scene. Like, that's one part where the direction was on point. The rest of it was very basic, very generic. And I'm sorry, I don't care about the other characters. I don't care about Detective Marquez, the Mexican cop. I don't care about the other female cop. Guy Pearce is wasted. He should be given more to do, more to say, more to play with. It's just them playing catch-up. Not the fucking ketchup for french fries. Just ketchup. Oh, they find this dead body. They find this dead body. There's even a point where Liam Neeson calls them and says, I'm tired, do your job for you, and I want to believe you're a good man, Guy Pearce. He kills the Monica Bellucci's son who's on a boat and gets the drop on Guy Pearce. Guy Pearce drops the gun. He tells the Detective Marquez to drop the gun. Liam Neeson drives off. The Marquez shoots at the car. Guy Pearce stops him. Liam Neeson's wounded. And here's another thing. It should have just been one or the other. It should have just been Liam Neeson going after these guys. His memory is failing him. So he can't remember where his gun is. He can't remember this during an action scene. He's desperately trying to do it. It should be solely focused on that. Or take Liam Neeson out, the memory thing, be focused solely on Guy Pearce, his journey through these sex traffickers. He wanted to protect this kid. This kid was killed. He wants revenge for what happened to his kid. And because it reminds him of what happened, spoiler alert, to his kid and his wife. Was that story he tells to Liam Neeson later. Yes, I'm spoiling it. I don't care because the film sucks. either Guy Pearce or Liam Neeson. To try to put these two together, it makes it unfocused. At times it feels like Guy Pearce disappears, then it feels like he's trying to do two films into one movie, and it does not work. And you know what? And I like Guy Pearce's look. He has almost like a Don Johnson. I don't know why, maybe like Don Johnson, Dead Bane type of look. Although Dead Bane is a much, much better movie. You want to see, like, has not, I mean, the plots are different, but Dead Bane, much better movie than this. But I like Guy Pearce's look. It, for some reason, it made me think of Don Johnson. I don't know why. It's funny also, Liam Neeson, he's wounded. He fought to stole for Rambo 3 and trying to heal his wound. Remember the wound that people make fun of in Rambo 3? And he puts the fire. Liam Neeson does the same fucking thing. So he stole Rambo 3, his move. And it's like, he wants this thing of redemption, but at the same time he kills an innocent cop. So I guess it's still to remind people he is a contract killer. But it's this weird thing, like he's on this mission about this kid who died. It didn't deserve it. And he's going to kill these bad guys for justice. But then he kills an innocent cop who stops him. I don't know, people may say it's because of the Alzheimer's, that's why he did it. But it's not like he really sheds any tears for that or apologizes or anything. Well, because he's a contract killer. Yeah, I get it, but that's it. He's having conversations about justice. Justice is like, do you really care much about justice, or it's just, no, they killed the kid, I'm pissed off. Even trying to get them under Bellucci, he's shooting at the cops, hitting them. I guess he's not hitting him in the head, he's hitting him in the body vest. Pretty much gets caught, knocked out, he's in a hospital, he's succumbing more to Alzheimer's. And I'm sitting there going, who is this movie for? If it's for the Liam Neeson crowd, they want to see Liam Neeson kick ass, and he can't do that because he's 70 years old. He's 70 years old. He can't do it. It's funny, someone mentioned about how in Taken 3 or something, like he climbs a fence and there's like 85, okay, in series like, I don't know, 13 cuts to just climbing over a fence. And that was years and years ago. He's 70 years old. He can't do... Taken felt new because seeing Liam Neeson, that type of role felt different, unique. When you see him trying to do it for the 30th time, that's gone now. That uniqueness is gone. And maybe the body's not willing anymore. So it's like, do you want to see a Liam Neeson that's going through Alzheimer's and then still trying to do taking action, but it's not nearly as good, it's not nearly as prevalent, it's not nearly as fast-paced, and the villains are nothing to write home about? Like I said, the whole film just feels dull, boring, generic, and forgettable. I keep mentioning that, and then some, ad nauseum. So he's in the hospital. He can't remember where this third flash drive was, which I'm thinking, why did he even separate it in the first place? Like, you have the other two flash drives. Why didn't you just give him the last one to begin with? But or make copies and just upload them somewhere. I mean, aren't you able to do that? Upload them somewhere? Like, make a copy and give them a copy of the flash drive? Like, here's a copy. Just make copies of them and give them to the thing, or something else. I don't know. Hell, just play and get an old school fucking tape recorder, and there you go. Play that tape. That was what was on the flash drive. Listen to that, motherfucker. Fuck, get a camcorder, play and send the camcorder in. Here's what was on the damn flash drive. And that's where you get one of the good monologues with Guy Pearce telling about this wife and this woman and kid that died, and Liam Neeson figures out that it was Guy Pearce's wife and kid. Did very good monologue by Guy Pearce. The way he looks, but he barely gets to do anything. He barely gets to do, other than pushing the guy out the window at the beginning. He barely gets to do any bits of action, any bits of police work. He's pretty much just playing catch up the whole damn time. So that's what I mean. Guy Pearce is completely wasted in this, and it's sad because he's not sleepwalking through it. I like his demeanor, a little bit of a southern drawl. Is that this? Why does it remind me of Lockout, where you have Guy Pearce in a potentially interesting role, but just put into a shitty movie? What is it with Guy Pearce having like decent characters in shitty films? Lockout, this movie, what the fuck? And this is how lame the ending is. Because I don't give a fuck, I'll spoil it. Someone tries to kill Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson grabs the guy. They go out. Sniper hits the wrong guy. Gets in the car with Guy Pearce. Liam Neeson remembers something. Keeps saying the word Barry. But he says Barry is spelled B-E-R-Y. I guess he realizes that he's not going to make it. It's Alzheimer's, their situation. He walks outside. The camera sticks with Guy Pearce, but we hear the gunshots, so Liam Neeson's been shot and killed. Then Guy Pearce realizes what Barry meant, finds the last flash drive hidden in the sign, spelled B-E-R-Y, and gives the evidence, and it doesn't matter. So, wow, find the evidence didn't matter. I just proof to the other detectives because the female cop invites Guy Pearce to a bar. Meanwhile, Detective Marquez finds Monica Bellucci, slits her throat. Her death is on the news. Guy Pearce looks and goes, "You want to be here for an alibi?" And she goes, "Yep." Because now he has an alibi. He didn't do it. He was at the bar the whole time. And I'm sitting there going, so yeah, find this evidence didn't matter at all. I didn't. To confirm that she's the one who did it, I guess that's its worth. Thus, the Detective Marquez just went and slit her throat. I just, that's proof than hearsay. But just, that's not satisfying in the slightest. It makes me go, what is this movie even for? It's just overlong. If you want Liam Neeson kicking ass, you don't get a lot of that because he's too damn old. Guy Pearce to being very wasted. A plot that's just generic and junky and piss poorly paced. Character, especially Liam Neeson, not that interesting of a character. The Alzheimer's idea, Alzheimer's is. It just. Sometimes the movie. It's as if you're forgetting the film is called Memory. Like, what was that movie? Unknown? Or. That felt like a movie that should be called Memory more than this. And. It would just remind me bits of Unknown where he didn't remember parts of who he was as well. And Unknown, I might say, is a better film than this. And that's saying a lot. I'd probably say I'd rather watch Unknown than this movie. And I wasn't even the biggest fan of that one. But at times it means it's like, oh yeah, I forgot this called Memory because of this. And it just pops up when it's convenient for the plot. And the action, nothing to run home about, nothing you haven't seen done dozens, and dozens of times better. Guy Pearce barely gets to do anything, like I mentioned 10 times now, because it pisses me off, because I think you could have done something with that. Like, Martin Campbell doesn't know how to pace his movies anymore, because The Foreigner was the same thing, it was poorly paced. And yeah, just no wonder the film bombed at the box office. It made like 7 million in the US at most. 7 million. I think it made 12 million worldwide. This movie probably cost at least 20, 25, 30 million. I would not be surprised just how bigger budgets they just because the economy bigger now, among many other reasons. So this film was a complete bomb. And I think Blacklight was a bomb. Ice Road, I think, went straight to streaming. I don't know what Liam Neeson's doing. Probably do another damn 10 movie. Liam Neeson, just retire, man. Just quit. After the Ice Road and this movie, I'm sure Blacklight sucks. And like I said, The Marksman looked completely forgettable to me. I know some people have mentioned that Liam Neeson is kind of like the older... He's kind of like the Charles Bronson of today. I guess I could get that because, like, Liam Neeson had Taken, Nonstop, Welcome on Tombstone's Cold Pursuit. Just like Charles Bronson. He had 10 to Midnight, Death Wish 3, Evil That Men Do, Murphy's Law. Then you have more forgettable ones like Assassination and Death Wish 5 I'm not a fan of. Well, I mean, there comes to a time where you just gotta stop. Because it's over. It's fine. I think obviously people are very tired of Liam Neeson. Plus there's a whole thing about the racial thing, which I'm not going to get into that whole thing. So, Memory, I thought was a piss poor, generic, forgettable movie. Very dull, very boring. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.